Hey everyone, welcome back to another segment of Michigan Conservative Roundtable. Kim is to my left, Mac is to my right. My name is TJ. We'd like to thank our subscribers for your support. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and consider tapping on that notification bell, okay? We're slowly making our way to 900. We hope to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. 1,000 subscribers. In this segment, I'd like to, and this is something that's kind of, I'll say, use the term on my heart for the last few weeks, but when we first started this channel, I did a solo on the Pledge of Allegiance, and its writing and some of its revisions, and there's a phrase in there that I'd like to mention and discuss in this segment. And the phrase reads, "One nation, under God, indivisible." And the thought entered my mind, for starters, this nation is hardly under God anymore.
Absolutely not.
And it has become so divided. And I have some areas which I'll bring up, but when you think of even just the last month of politics, how divided this country's become, and it's saddening. And for instance, and up until a few weeks ago, I'd never even heard of this guy before. Maybe you guys have, Lil Nas.
No.
And I guess he's some kind of a gay rapper, and supposedly he was supposed to initially he was kind of gearing himself towards the younger generation, and in one of his rap videos he was doing a lap dance on Satan, and I saw this on the Gateway Pundit. That's where I read. If it hadn't have been for that article, I probably still wouldn't know who this guy is.
Well, without knowing anything about him, I got to wonder, does he really even believe Satan exists, or is this like Santa Claus to him?
Well, you know what? Could be. And
he could be a
satanic worshiper.
Yep, worshiper.
It could go either way, I suppose. But I wonder, does he not realize that Satan is real?
Well, and not just that, but those of us on the right, we're even demeaned and mocked from those on the left for our opposition to this guy. And
well, other than his satanic lap dance, I don't have anything against him. I don't listen to his music, and you know what? If I don't like somebody, I just don't listen to him. I don't try to ban them.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a difference, because the left wants to get rid of people they disagree with.
Correct.
Yeah.
We just keep
If
going.
they don't like it, they want it banned.
well, that was just one example of what came to mind. I couldn't help but notice, as of lately, this they're doing the forensic audit in Maricopa, Arizona, and it's moving forward. I don't quite understand the technique behind this forensics audit, but for whatever reason, the Democrats, pardon the pun here, are hell bent on shutting this down.
Well, they don't want to be exposed for what they did.
Well, I mean. You might as well admit to, yeah, my finger was in the cookie jar. What are you going to do about it?
The thing is we all know their finger was in the cookie jar. So this bit where, we had nothing to do with it, is a bunch of bull, and we know that.
And
what concerns me is the other places their fingers have been.
Well, and the rumor is, when this guy's done with Arizona, he wants to go to Georgia. The guy that's kind of running this. You know what? And
he needs to come to Michigan.
Pardon my defeated attitude here, but I thought, okay, so what? Then
What's going to change? Okay,
so
let's say, for the sake of discussion, they come out and say, oh, Arizona should have went to Trump, and Georgia should have went to Trump, and Michigan should have went to Trump, and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania should have went to Trump. What changes?
Nothing.
I just
no one's listening.
I just hope, I can only hope this somehow has an advantage regarding the 2022 midterm elections.
I'm hoping it will get rid of Dominion computer systems.
Well, I mean, maybe that's why we're doing all this. I couldn't help but notice. I'm jumping from topic to topic here very quickly, if you haven't guessed. The gun issue. The feds, the Biden administration, again, hell-bent, is implementing more strict gun registration, while states are
letting go the other way.
Yeah, for instance, some of the states are passing laws. Their legislatures are passing laws saying that they are forbidding state authorities to enforce any federal legislation that comes down the pike. In other words, D.C., you can do what you want to do, but you know what? We're not going to enforce it. In fact, we're going to outlaw our state law enforcement to enforce whatever BS, bovine excrement.
Yeah, but let's
law
say
you
you got
guys
a
write.
police chief or a sheriff in a particular town who says, I'm just going to do... He pulls a Gretchen Whitmer and says, yeah, I know that's the law, but I'm going to do what I want and try to stop me. You don't think that's going to go on? Because I think it is.
Well, in the blue states, most certainly, but this is happening in the red states.
In the reds. Oklahoma, I believe some of that happened in Oklahoma. Texas is looking at constitutional carry, actually, right now. And it was put on the floor by a Democrat, amazingly.
Well, it's interesting you bring up constitutional carry, because I was going to mention that. I believe it's getting close to 20 states now have constitutional carry. Some without restriction, some with restriction, but basically constitutional carry, you don't need any kind of a CPL license to carry concealed, provided you're not a criminal with no criminal record.
I don't have to have a license to freely speak,
but
I don't have to have a license to keep my Fifth Amendment rights. Why would I have to have a license to enact my Second Amendment rights?
And in fact, the latest state, I believe I'm pretty certain in saying this, the latest state, Tennessee, they passed it, and it's due to be enacted July 1st, constitutional carry. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 million first-time gun buyers last year.
Wow.
And I'll reference my sister. I took her shopping a couple months ago, and she bought herself a sweet little high-quality Ruger SP-101. And she's never, this is her first firearm. She's never owned firearms
She's
before.
ready to use it, too.
And the bottom line is that was done out of her concern. And sometimes I like to reference my sister because, she kind of tends to be conservative, but I think with all this insanity that's playing out, someone who was, I'm conservative, but all of a sudden they're like, holy cow, these Democrats really mean business. It's almost like it's waking, and I'll use my sister as an example, it's waking my sister up.
Yeah.
And
some are happy in their slumber, however.
So
until it touches them, they won't do anything.
And I'm thinking of a particular person who has said as much. I'm not getting robbed or I'm not getting beaten up and no one's breaking into my house. Why do I need that?
We have states passing laws that are forbidding biological males to compete in women's sports. Again, these are occurring in red states. And of course they're being condemned by the federal government.
And the liberals.
And the liberals. And, I reference all these because I'm going to come back to how I began this segment. One nation, under God, indivisible. We are anything but that right now.
Correct.
Okay? And
I don't know the path back.
Well,
there may be no path back is the problem.
In wrapping up this segment, I was going to say all the more important for the midterm election, assuming that somehow we can navigate less anomalies, and I don't even know how possible that is. It's just one of those things where get the rhinos out, because I will forever fault the rhinos.
Same here.
For the anomalies of last year to even being possible. Okay, those are my thoughts. So much for this nation being indivisible. Any final wrap-ups here?
So much for this being a short video.
Yes.
You know, I thought that Biden had said he was going to bring us together. He was
They never do.
He was going to do things for us.
Obama
as
was supposed to bring us
conservatives.
together, and that never happened.
In
He's so
fact,
far-
quite the opposite
He's
happened.
so
Yeah.
far left that no one's going to come together with him.
So, in any event, this video went longer than we intended. To our loyal supporters who are still watching, thank you very much. We appreciate you. You know what? If you got any ideas on how we can make it better for better retention, by all means, feel free to advise.
I think we should have said this at the beginning, though.
Well, but right now I'm talking to our loyal subscribers.
Oh, okay. Well, but they don't
Our
know the
loyal
issue.
subscribers, and you know who you are, Krabby. Okay.
Belinda,
So,
others.
so anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't try to